Hello, welcome to our channel. In this episode, we will take you on a tour to 5 of our Hanseatic cities. So what is a Hanseatic city? It's a city that was part of the Hanseatic League. This league was an alliance of German and Northern European trading cities from the 13th to the 18th century. By cooperating, they aimed to protect and expand their trade. So sit back and enjoy. First stop is Hasselt. Hasselt is a town in the province of Overijssel. After excavation, they learned that in a part of Hasselt there were people living there as early as 1000 BC. Here you see a historic map of Hasselt in 1649. In Hasselt, many buildings can be viewed from the outside. There is plenty of information available on the signs attached to the facades. The Great or Stephanus Church was built between 1380 and 1497. Water or Fish Gate, remnant of the 14th century city wall. The passage served as access to the water gate and also to the fish market on the Key Fish Gate. The embedded stone cannonball is a reminder of a past bombardment. Hasselt has a canal that runs around the complete city. If you stroll along it, you will find some beautiful houses. The Old Town Hall was first mentioned in 1431. The left part dates from 1550. The right part was added around 1615. You can view the characteristic council chamber and unique weapons collection inside. When the night fell, I went back to the boat and relaxed for a bit before going to sleep. The next morning, I set off and set sail to Zwolle. In Zwolle, there is a marina in the middle of the city center. The shops are a stone throw away from here. In the shadow of the great church, founded in 765, the trading center of Zwolle emerged. Zwolle received city rights in 1230. In 1407, Zwolle joined the Hanseatic League, becoming one of the Hanseatic cities. Roaring Church and Monastery. In 1465, a Dominican monastery was established on this site. Since 2013, this building has been used as a bookstore, and it is the biggest one I have ever seen. There is even a cafe. The Liebridge, a 3 Michelin star restaurant, is housed in the former house of detention. The structure was built in 1739 and served as a prison for over 260 years. There are still pieces of the old city wall around the old center of Zwolle. An old cannon still stands watching over the city. Weindrager Tower is 15th century city tower in the northern city wall. This was the office of the wine carrier. I had a great few days in Zwolle, and tomorrow I will move on to Hattem. Hattem is first mentioned in history around 800. It received its city rights in 1299. A fortified city was founded here. The Dijkpoort is a 14th century city gate. One connecting wall still stands. It contains cannon and gun ports. The picturesque city center is small but beautiful. Romanesque Church. The predecessor of the current church building was constructed around the year 1225. This was a Romanesque structure, of which only the tower remains visible today. In the early 15th century, the church was further expanded, and construction and alterations continued until the mid-17th century. Next to the church, there is a square with some beautiful houses. Possibly as early as the 14th century, a traditional wooden windmill stood here. In 1702, a new mill, Zwolle, was built. It burned down in 1806. The mill built in 1808 is de Fortuin, which still stands today. Hattem is also home to the Hanseatic Museum, which exhibits his works. He was also the first designer of a very famous amusement park, the Efteling. There is also the Bakery Museum. Here are regularly bread shows where the baker tells about the rich history of bread and shows off his skills. The next day I arrived in Deventer. Here is a very nice marina with an excellent restaurant. Deventer is one of the oldest cities in the Netherlands. From the 8th century, the site where Deventer now stands has been continuously inhabited. The walk to the city center is about 25 minutes. The route along the river is very nice and you even can walk along the waterline. You can take the ferry boat across and walk in the oldest public park in the Netherlands. When you arrive in the city center, you will come across the Libinus Church. In 768, the first wooden church was built near the Hasselt River. In 1040, construction began on a large Romanesque basilica. The Maria and Libinus Basilica was destroyed by fire in 1235 and 1334. The current church, a Gothic hall church, was built between 1450 and 1525. Important parts of the Romanesque predecessor are still present, including the preserved crypt. The clock tower is sometimes open for public, so you can climb all 220 steps if you want. This was the first half of them. The view up here is already awesome. But on the top it's even better. You can see miles away. It was well worth the climb. I'm standing here about 46 meters above the ground. That's about 151 feet. You can even see the marina from up here. Climbing stairs is hard work, so after I went for a cup of coffee. This building was constructed in 1528 as a cityway house. On the upper floor was the main guardhouse. Sitting on the stairs, you have a nice overview over the main square, the market, and all of the terraces. The Toy Museum is located in two late medieval merchant houses. It has the largest public collection of toys in the Netherlands. Behind this house is the last remaining courtyard in Deventer, founded in 1538. If you just wander around, in and around the center, you will find lots of old buildings, streets, and alleys to admire. My advice is, go look up a tourist information point. They can tell you where the local sites are. In this alley is something unique. It's the oldest stone residential house of the Netherlands. Architectural research has shown that the oldest core of the building dates back to around 1130. After staying 2 days in Deventer, I steered the boat towards Kampen. When I arrived at Kampen, the weather was pretty nice. This marina is the old harbor and is on the edge of the city center. Around 1150, wooden buildings were already present where the current Kampen is located, but the name Kampen is only mentioned in history from 1227 onwards. The city received its city rights around 1236. Kampen formally joined the Hanseatic League in 1441. This is the smallest house of Kampen. This was a home to a family with 3 kids. The house is only 1.4 meter by 4.5 meter deep. Beautifully situated between the Hasselt River and the historic center of Kampen, you will find the Kornmarkt Gate. This oldest city gate of Kampen dates back to the 14th century. When you walk past the gate, you will see immediately the oldest church in Kampen, the Boven Church, also known as St. Nicholas Church. This large Gothic cruciform basilica was built in the 14th century, but had a Romanesque predecessor as early as the 12th century. The Celebroders Gate is one of the 3 remaining city gates of Kampen. The Celebroders Gate is located on the park side. It was moved in 1465 to this location. Before this, there was no stone city wall but an earthen rampart for the defense of the city. Just behind it, you will find a great park where you can stroll around a big pond. Kampen also has a marketplace where you can find all sorts of goods, lots of fresh fruits and vegetables. There are loads of alleys and nice streets to explore. The crooked walls, old cobblestone floors, and wooden platforms of cigar factory de Oliphant in Kampen are imbued with the scent of tobacco and cedarwood. Since 1832, tobacco products have been manufactured in this historic factory. Just outside the old harbor, there is a museum ship called the Half Moon. The Half Moon was a Dutch ship of the Dutch East India Company, or VOC, that under the command of English Captain Henry Hudson, reached the Hudson Bay in September 1609, near what would later become the city of New York. At the end of 1618, the original ship was destroyed by fire during an English attack on Batavia, now known as Jakarta. We hope you liked our video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. This will help our channel a lot and let us create more of this content. And of course, you may leave a comment below. Thanks for watching and see you soon!